Why, you're crazy with the heat. Credit's no good for an ocean salesman.
Board! All aboard!
Why not? What's the matter with credit?
Well, it's old-fashioned. Charlie, you're an annual salesman. Your firm give credit?
No, sir.
Nor anybody else.
Reversity! Reversity next! Board! All aboard!
Cash for the merchandise. Cash for the button hooks.
Cash for the hard goods. Cash for the cotton goods.
Cash for the soft goods. Cash for the fancy goods.
Cash for the noggins and the pickings and the firkins.
Cash for the hogshead, cash and the demijohn, cash for the crackers and the pickles and the fly paper.
What do you talk? 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 Where do you get it? What do you talk?
You can talk, you can talk. You can bigger, you can talk. You can bigger, bigger, bigger. You can talk, you can talk. You can talk. Bigger, bigger, bigger. You can talk all you want it, but it's different than it was.
No, it ain't. No, it ain't. But you gotta know the territory.
Why, it's the Model T, Ford. Made the trouble, made the people wanna go. Wanna get up and go. 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 14, 22, 23 miles to the county seat.
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
Who's gonna patronize a little bitty 2x4 kind of store anymore?
What do you talk? What do you talk?
Where do you get it?
Not the Model T at all. Take a gander at the store, at the modern store, at the present day store, at the present day modern departmentalized grocery store.
What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk?
Where do you get it?
What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk?
Where do you get it? You can talk, you can bicker, you can talk, you can bicker, you can talk, bigger, bigger, bigger. You can talk all you want it, but it's different than it was.
No, it ain't. But you gotta know the territory.
Why, it's the you need a biscuit made the trouble. You need a put the crackers in a package. The you need a biscuit in an airtight sanitary package made the Cracker Barrel obsolete.
Cracker Barrel went out the window with the mail pouch cut lunch on by the stove. Changed the approach of a traveling salesman, made it pretty hard.
No, it didn't. But you gotta know the territory.
Gone.
Gone with the hogshead, cast in demijohn. Gone with the sugar barrel, pickle barrel, milk pan. Gone with the pail and the tub and the tears.
Ever meet a fellow by the name of Hill?
Hill? No!
Just a minute.
Never heard of any salesman Hill. Now he doesn't know the territory.
Doesn't know the territory.
What's the fella's lie?
Never worries about his line.
Never worries about his
Or
line.
the Cracker Barrel being obsolete, or the you need a biscuit in an airtight sanitary package, or the Model T Ford.
Just a minute.
Never worries about his line. Or a doggone thing. He's just a baby, bell-ringing, big haul, great go, never nothing written, roar, never talking full-size salesman. That's Professor Harold.
Tell us, what's his line?
He's a fake and he doesn't know the territory.
Well, what do you talk? He's a music man.
He's a what?
He's a music man, and he sells clarinets to the kids in the town with the big trombones and the rat-a-tat drums, big brass bass, and the piccolo uniforms too, with a shiny gold braid on the coat and a big red stripe on it.
Well, I don't know much about bands, but I do know you can't make a living selling big trombones. No, sir. Mandolin picks, perhaps, and here and there a jukes harp.
No, the fella knows bands, boys' bands. I don't know how he does it, but he lives like a king, and he dallies and he gathers, and he plucks and he shines, and when the man dances, certainly boys, what else the piper pays him? Yes, sir! Yes, sir! Yes, sir! Yes, sir! When the man dances, certainly boys, what else? The piper pays him.
Yes, sir! Yes, sir!
But he doesn't know the territory.
River City! We'll cross the state line, the highway. River City, population 2,212. Cigarettes illegal in this state. Board!
All right. You're all through. I'll tell you about Harold Hill.
You really know Harold Hill?
Never seen him in my life, but I know this much. He's giving every one of us a black eye. After he's worked the town over, the next salesman to arrive gets automatically tarred and feathered and thrown out to the city limits on a rail. You think that's funny? Well, wait till it happens to you. Your hair never grows back.
Yeah, but why should it get rode out of the rail?
Because in order to sell band instruments and uniforms and instruction books, he's got a guarantee to teach the kids to play. Well, and to form them kids into a band, with himself as the leader.
What's the matter with that?
You don't know one note from another. That's what's wrong with that. You can't tell a bass drum from a pipe organ. Catch up with that swindling two-bit thimble rigger, and when I do, I'll squeal him so loud.
You're mad, Charlie. I'd sure like to be around when you catch up with him.
Not on this trip. Not in Iowa. Even the great Professor Harold Hill wouldn't try and sell them neck-bowed Hawkeyes out here.
Board!
Gentlemen, you intrigue me. I think I'll have to give Iowa a try.
Don't believe I caught your name.
I'm interested in a rig for Sunday if you would accommodate me.
Then I expect you ought to see the man in charge of hiring rigs. He was late as usual.
Okay.
Hey, Gregory!
Marcellus!
Oh, you old son of a gun! Let me...
Shh.
But Greg...
Professor Hill's the name. Harold Hill.
But Greg, what are you doing here? Why didn't you let me know you was coming?
I didn't know I was myself. Besides, how could I know you'd end up in a little tank town like this? You're a pretty big slicker and you were in business with me.
Too many close shaves the way you were.
Oh.
Besides, I got me a nice, comfortable girl. Ethel Toppelmeyer, boss's niece.
Oh, gone legitimate, huh? I knew you'd come to no good.
What's the new bitch? You're not back in the band business! I heard you was in steam automobiles.
I was.
What happened?
Somebody actually invented one.
No.
Now give me the lowdown here, Marks.
You'll never get anywhere in the band business with these stubborn Iowans, Greg. Besides, we got a stuck-up music teacher here who'll expose you before you get your grip unpacked.
Male or female?
The music teacher? She's the librarian. Female.
Perfect. That's what I wanted to hear. If she passes by, point her out to me.
I will. How are you gonna start the pitch?
Oh, same old way. Keep that music teacher off balance, and then I'll have to get your town out of the serious trouble it's in.
River City isn't in any trouble.
Then I'll have to create some. I have to create a desperate need for a boys' band. You remember? Now, what's new around here? What can I use?
Nothing. Except the, billiard parlor just put a new pool table.
You never had a pool table here before?
No, only billiards.
That'll do. See you later, Mars. And don't forget, Music teacher.
Music teacher.
Ah, you're Mr. Dunlop.
Yep.
Either you are closing your eyes to a situation you don't wish to acknowledge, or you are unaware of the caliber of disaster indicated by the presence of a pool table in your community. Well, you got trouble, my friend. Right here, I say trouble right here in River City. Why, sure, I'm a billiard player, certainly mighty proud to say, I'm always mighty proud to say it. I consider that the hours I spend with the cue in my hand are golden. Help me cultivate horse sense, and a cool head and a keen eye. Did you ever take and try to give an ironclad leave to yourself from a 3-rail billiard shot? But just as I say, it takes judgment, brains, and maturity to score in a ball-climb game, I say that any boo can take and shove a ball in a bucket. And I call that sloth. The first big step on the road to the depths of degradé. I say first it's a little medicinal wine from a teaspoon, then beer from a bottle. And the next thing you know, your son is playing for money in a pinchback suit. And listen to some big out-of-town Jasper hearing him tell about horse race gambling. Not a wholesome trot race, no, but a race where they set out and ride on a horse. Like to see some stuck-up jockey boy setting on Dan Patch, make your blood boil? Well, I should say. Now, friends, let me tell you what I mean. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pockets in a table. Pockets that mark the difference between a gentleman and a bum with a capital B, and that rhymes with P, and that stands for pool. And all week long, your River City youth will be frittering away. I say your young men will be frittering away their noontime, supper time, chore time too. Get the ball in the pocket, never mind getting dandelions pulled, or the screen door patch, or the beefsteak pound. Never mind pumping any water till your parents are caught with the cistern empty on a Saturday night, and that's trouble. Oh yes, you got lots and lots of trouble. I'm thinking of the kids in the knickerbocker shirt tail young ones, peeking in the pool hall window after school. You got trouble, folks, right here in River City. Trouble with a capital T, and that rhymes with P, and that stands for pool. Now I know all you folks are the right kind of parents. I'm gonna be perfectly frank. Would you like to know what kind of conversation goes on while they're loafing around the hall? They'll be trying out Bevo, trying out Cubans, trying out tailor-mades like cigarette beans, and brag and all about how they're gonna cover up a telltale breath with sense. And one fine night, they leave the pool hall, heading for the dance at the armory. Libertine men and scarlet women with ragtime and shameless music drag your son, your daughter with the arms of a jungle, animal instinct, mass hysteria. Friends, the idle brain is the devil's playground.
Oh, we got trouble.
Right here in River City.
Right here in River City.
With a capital T, and that rhymes with P, and that stands for pool.
That stands for pool.
We surely got trouble.
We surely got trouble.
Right here in River City.
Right here.
Gotta figure out a way to keep the young ones moral after school.
Our children
Mothers of River City, heed the warning before it's too late. Watch for the telltale signs of corruption. The minute your son leaves the house, does he rebuckle his knickerbockers below the knee? Is there a nicotine stain on his index finger? A dime novel hidden in the corn crib? Is he starting to memorize jokes from Captain Billy's whiz bang? Are certain words creeping into his conversation? Words like swell. And so's your old man. Well, if so, my friends, you got trouble.
Oh, we got trouble.
Right here in River City.
Right here in River City.
With a capital T, and that rhymes with P, and that stands for pool.
That stands for pool.
We've surely got trouble.
We surely got trouble.
Right here in River City.
Right here.
Remember the Maine, Plymouth Rock, and the Golden Rule. Oh, we got trouble. We're in terrible, terrible trouble. That gang with the 15 numbered balls, the devil's tool. Oh yes, we got trouble, trouble, trouble.
Oh, yes, we got trouble. Here we got big, big trouble.
With a T,
Capital T.
got a rhyme with P.
That rhymes with P.
That stands for pool. Drop your,
No.
Didn't I meet you in...
No?
I'll only be in town a short time.
Good.
daughter?
Yes, Mama. Keep on, Amaryllis. I'll be there in a minute. Hello, Mama. That's fine, dear. Now your exercises.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't remember the library being open last 4th of July.
It was, Mama, all evening. Mama, a man with a suitcase has been following me all around town.
Oh? Who?
I never saw him before.
Did he say anything?
He tried.
Did you say anything?
Mama, of course not. Now don't dawdle, Amaryllis. So do-la-re-ti me a little slower, and please keep the fingers curved as nice and high as you possibly can. Don't get faster, dear.
Well, if you don't mind my saying so, it wouldn't have hurt you to find out what the gentleman wanted.
I know what the gentleman wanted.
What, dear?
You'll find it in Balzac.
Well, excuse me if I live in, but I've never read it.
Neither has anyone else in this town.
There you go again with that same old comment about the low mentality of River City people and taking it out too much to heart.
Now, Mama, as long as the Madison Public Library was entrusted to me for the purpose of improving River City's cultural level, I can't help my concern that the ladies of River City keep ignoring all my counsel and advice.
But darling, when a woman's got a husband and you've got none, why should she take advice from you? Even if you can't quote Balzac and Shakespeare and all them other hyperlink greats.
Mama, if you don't mind my saying so, you have a bad habit of changing every subject.
No, I haven't changed the subject. I was talking about the stranger.
What stranger?
With the suitcase who may be your very last chance.
Mama, do you think I'd allow a common masher now? Really, Mama, I have my standards where men are concerned, and I have no intention.
I know all about your standards, and if you don't mind my saying so, there's not a man alive who can hold to measure up to that blend of all fine and St. Pat and Noel Webster. You can count it for yourself out of your Irish imagination, your Iowa stubbornness, and your library full of books.
That isn't the best I've ever heard.
Thank you. Can I have a drink, please?
May I have?
May I have a drink, please?
Yes.
Winthrop, it's after dark. Is that your way to walk into the house?
Hello.
Oh, no, that won't do at all. I'll have a kiss from you, boy. And that lady over there's your sister, young man.
Hello, Winthrop.
Winthrop, where are your manners?
I'm having a party on Saturday. Will you please come? I would especially like it if you come. Winthrop?
Well, Winthrop, Amaryllis asked you to her party. Are you going, aren't you?
No.
No, what?
No, thank you.
You know the little girl's name.
He won't say Amaryllis because his lisp. He's ashamed.
I know all about his list, Amaryllis. Well, Winthrop,
I bet he won't say it. No, thank you, Amaryllis. Amaryllis! He's crying. Why does he get so mad at people just because he lisps?
It isn't just because he lisps, Amaryllis. That's just part of it.
Well, what's the other part?
Never mind, dear. It's just that, well, he never talks very much.
What? Not even to you and your mother?
No, dear. We all have to be a little patient.
I'm patient, even though he never talks to me. But I do him. I say goodnight to Mom on the evening star. You have to do it the very second you see it too, or it doesn't count. Good night, my Winthrop. Good night. Sleep tight.
Oh, darling, don't cry. You'll have plenty of time. If not Winthrop, there'll be somebody else.
Never, or I'll end up an old maid like you. I'm sorry, Miss Marion. Can I pin my crosshand piece?
May I?
May I pin my crosshand piece?
Yes, you may.
See, without a sweetheart, you have no one to say goodnight to on the evening star.
I know, Liz. For now, just say goodnight, my someone. You can put the name in when the right someone comes along.
All right, it's better than nothing.
Yes, it is. Now you can play your crosshand games.
Now I may play my crosshand piece.
McKechnie for leading the singing, and to J.C. Squires for the fine stereoptic and slides, and to Ethel Toffemeyer, our fine piano player. Piano. As mayor of River City, I would like to welcome you, River citizens, to the 4th of July exercises set up for the indoors here in Madison Gymnasium. Account the weather. 4 and Aha. The members of the school board will now present a patriotic tableau. The members of the school board will not present a patriotic tableau. Some disagreement about costumes, I suppose. Instead, the Watani girls of the local wigwam of Hiawatha will present a spectacle. My wife, in which my wife, Eulalie McKechnie, will take a leading part.
Ministerium primum.
Ministerium primum.
Ministerium primum.
Ministerium primum.
I will now recite the poem engraved upon Lady Liberty's plaque. Give me your tired yopo, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free, the wretched refuge of your teeming shore. Send those the homeless, tempest-tossed to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door. I've been shot! George, who shot me?
Who set off that cracker?
I know who did it! Tommy Gillis did it! Tommy Gillis did it!
Yes, it was Tommy Gillis!
Tommy Gillis! I wouldn't move if I was you! Mrs. Shin will recover. No thanks to a certain young ruffian who is a disgrace to our city. 4 and... Forget it. The Payne's fireworks spectacle, last days of Pompeii, will take place, provided the rain stops by 9:30. It'll be off to the Madison Picnic Park, Far Meadow, across the creek from the Pest House.
How can it be raining? Didn't the Gazette predict fair?
Sure did, you word. That's why we all prepared for a storm.
You know the Gazette is accurate most of the time, JC.
Wouldn't get very far in the banking business being accurate most of the time.
Now,
would
just
be
the how it's all order.
Number 8's late again.
I make her early.
She's late, all right.
She's run out of time. So does your watch.
Now you know just
Well, that's it. Never mind. 4 scores.
There's a pool table in town.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Now just a minute.
Is it a pool table or isn't it?
Will you all sit down and let me get on with the exercises?
We don't want any more exercises until we get that pool table matter settled.
Let us protect our children.
Yeah.
Resist sin and corruption.
Yeah.
Smite that devil and keep our young boys pure.
Yeah.
Friends, may I have your attention, please? Attention, please. I can deal with this trouble, friends, with the wave of my hand, this very hand. Please observe me, if you will. I'm Professor Harold Hill, and I'm here to organize the River City Boys Band. Oh, think, my friends, how can any pool table ever hope to compete with a gold trombone? Ra-da-ra-ra-da-da-ra-ra. Remember, my friends, what a handful of trumpet players did to the famous fabled walls of Jericho. Oh, billiard parlor walls come a-tumbling down. Oh, a band will do it, my friends. Oh, yes, I said a boys' band. Do you hear me? I said River City's got to have a boys' band, and I mean she needs it today. Well, Professor Harold Hill's on hand. River City's going to have her boys' band. As sure as the Lord made little green apples, and that band's going to be in uniform. Johnny, Willie, Teddy, Fred. And you'll see the glitter of crashing cymbals. Hear the thunder of rolling drums, and the shimmer of trumpets. Ta-da, ta-da! And you'll feel something akin to the electric thrill I once enjoyed. When Gilmore, Liberati, Pat Conway, the great creator, W.C. Handy, and John Philip Sousa all came to town on the very same historic day. 76 strong bones led the big parade, with 110 cornets close at hand. They were followed by rows and rows of the finest virtuosos, the cream of every famous band. 76 strong bones caught the morning sun, with 110 cornets right behind. There were more than 1,000 reeds springing up like weeds. There were horns of every shape and kind. There were copper-bottom, timpani, and horse platoon, thundering, thundering all along the way. Double-bell euphoniums and big bassoons, each bassoon having his big fat say. There were 50 mounted cannon in the battery, thundering, thundering louder than before. Clarinets of every size and trumpeters who'd improvise a full octave higher than the score.
76 trombones hit the counterpoint, 110 cornets blazed away. The river of heart, 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 all the kings began to march, and they're marching still right today.
Action. That man is a spellbinder. I haven't seen Iowa people this excited since the night Frank Gotch and Strangler Lewis lay on the mat for 3.5 hours without moving a muscle. Never mind. I want his credentials. Grab that hoodlum! He almost blew up Mrs. Shin!
Oh, thank you, Professor. Have to make an example of him. Ringleader. You know, what he does, the game does.
Chili Clyde, let me go. You wild kid, ya. Hanging around my oldest girl. His father is one of them day laborers south of town. You wild kid, ya. Tagging down Main Street after my oldest girl last Sunday.
I wasn't either.
Hey, don't you contradict me.
We was just walking together, Chili.
You watch your phraseology. I know what you is doing, my little Gracie Senior. Now, you stay away from my oldest girl, or you'll hear from me till who laid the rails. Hill, I'll talk to you Monday morning about this band thing over at City Hall, 10 o'clock sharp. Men, I want that spellbinder's credentials.
Constable, I'll be responsible for the boy.
You don't know this kid. He's tough. He's got his gang waiting outside.
Oh, I'll be careful. Tommy, I'd like to talk to you about the band.
Gee, Professor, that's for the little kids.
Oh, I'm not talking about you playing in the band. You're mechanically minded, aren't you? Ever do anything with perpetual motion?
I nearly had it a couple times.
You did? You're my man. Do you realize nobody's ever invented a music holder for a marching piccolo player? No place to hang the music.
Oh, Chili Clyde, I wonder where I could get some wire from.
Look in your cellar. That's where people keep wire. Tommy?
Yes, sir?
Now, Constable, I'll show you how to break up a gang. Young lady, Miss... Hi, what's your name?
Sunita, I didn't have any idea you was beckoning to me. God.
Do you know Tommy Gillis?
Well,
Tommy, this is Anita. Escort the young lady home.
Only, excepting I'm not going home. I have to go to the library, you God.
Then escort the young lady home by way of the library. By way of the candy kitchen.
Yes, sir. Do I have to?
You have to.
Yes, sir.
You gods!
It's not that hard.
Professor, you're a pretty bright young fellow. You made a couple mistakes, though.
Oh?
The mayor happens to own that billiard parlor and that new pool table.
What was my other mistake?
That's Anita. She's the mayor's oldest girl.
Excuse me, Professor. We'd like to see your credentials. We're the school board.
Academic certificate.
Nothing of the kind. We need letters and papers.
They can put up a
Hold
front.
it! What am I hearing? Say, ice cream.
Ice cream, but I don't sing in math. That's
All right, talk then. Down here,
Ice cream.
Talk slow.
Ice cream.
See? Singing is only sustained talking. Now you.
Ice cream.
Now you right here.
Ice cream.
Now you, man.
Ice cream.
Ladies, from now on, you'll never see one of those four without the other three.
Oh, Professor, you're wrong. You see, those four have hated each other for 15 years.
Ice cream. Ice cream. Ice cream.
How can there be any
Sin insincere. Where is the good in goodbye? In goodbye. Your apprehensions confuse me, dear. Puzzle and mystify. Mystify, tell me what can be fair in farewell, dear, while one single star shines above. How can there be any sin insincere? Aren't we sincerely in love? Oh, we're in love.
I don't suppose you live alone or anything. I've got some wonderful cameras over the
Mr.
hotel.
Hill.
Professor Hill.
Professor of what? At what college do they give a degree for annoying women on the street like a Saturday night rowdy at a public dance hall?
Oh, I wouldn't know about that. I'm a conservatory man myself. Gary, Indiana, gold medal class of 05.
Even should that happen to be true, does that give you the right to follow me around wherever I go? Another thing, Mr. Hill, I am not as easily mesmerized or hoodwinked as some people in this town. And I think it only fair to warn you that I have a shelf full of reference books in there, which may very well give me some very interesting information about you.
Hey, Gregory.
Oh, hi, Marcellus. Don't call me Gray.
How'd you make out with the music teacher?
Scrumptious. Ate out of my hand the minute I tipped my hat.
She did? Boy, did you come swath tonight. For a minute, even I thought you knew something about leading a band. Just like how you used to imitate that old band concert fellow back in Joplin.
Oh, yeah. Oh, kid stuff. I'm in rare form these days, son. Just you keep your eyes on me for the next 4 weeks.
4 weeks, but it used to only take 10 days for the instruments to arrive.
Oh, it still does. 4 weeks for the uniforms.
Oh no, Greg, you haven't had uniforms.
Uniforms and instruction books.
Instruction books, but you can't pass yourself off as a music professor. I mean, not for any 4 weeks.
Oh, Mars.
But you don't know one note from another.
I have a revolutionary new method called the think system, where you don't bother with notes.
But in 4 weeks, the people will want to hear the music. You'll have to lead a band.
But when the uniforms arrive, they forget everything else. Oh, this is a refined operation, son. And I've got it timed right down to the very last wave of the brakeman's hand on the last train out of town. Now, Mr. Washburn, if you'll excuse me.
You're gonna line yourself up a little canoodling, huh?
Well, no, that's
I can fix you up with Ethel's sister. Lovely girl. Teaches Sunday
Oh,
school.
no wide-eyed, eager, wholesome, innocent Sunday school teacher for me. That kind of girl spins webs no spider ever... Listen, boy, a girl who trades on all that purity really wants to trade my independence for her security. The only affirmative she will file refers to marching down the aisle. No golden, glorious, gleaming, pristine goddess. No, sir, for no Diana do I play fawn. I can tell you that right now. I snarl, I hiss. How can ignorance be compared to bliss? I spark, I fizz. For the lady who knows what time it is. I cheer, I rave. For the virtue I'm too late to save. The sadder but wiser girl for me. No bright-eyed, blushing, breathless baby doll baby. No, sir, that kind of child ties knots no sailor ever knew. I prefer to take a chance on a more adult romance. No, do young miss who keeps resisting all the time. She keeps insisting, no wide-eyed, wholesome, innocent female. No, sir, why she's the fisherman, I'm the fish you see. I flinch, I shy, when the lass with the delicate air goes by. I smile, I grin, when the gal with the touch of sin walks in. I hope, I pray, for Hester to win just one more A. The sadder but wiser girl's the girl for me. The sadder but wiser girl for me.
We're all agog, simply agog. On the Eve, we're all so excited about the band. I'm Ethel Toppelmeyer, the pianola girl. And this is Mrs. Squires and Mrs. Hicks, and of course you met Eulalie McKechnie-Shin, our mayor's wife. Isn't it exciting, Eulalie?
Oh, I couldn't say. I could not say. Oh no, I could not say at this time. My husband will wish to investigate, I'm sure. And naturally, I'm reticent. Oh yes, I'm reticent.
Of course, Mrs. Shin, I understand, but you see, part of my music plans include a committee on the dance. No, wait! Do that again, Mrs. Shin. The way you raised your foot just now.
Oh, well, I have a bunion there.
Oh, what grace! What natural flow of rhythm. What expression of line and movement.
Mr. Hill.
You must accept the chairmanship for the ladies' auxiliary for the classic dance, mustn't she, ladies? Every move you make, Mrs. Shin, bespeaks Delsarte. Will you? Will you? Say yes, Mrs. Shin.
Eulalie McKechnie-Shin. Well, that is dancing. Well.
Then you accept?
Yes, indeed.
Oh, thank you.
I'd like to
Now,
say.
the young lady who plays the piano. Marion Peru, I believe. After all, she is the librarian.
Pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, change, talk a lot, pick a little more, pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, change, talk a lot, pick a little more, pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, change, talk a lot, pick a little more, pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, change, Professor, her kind of woman doesn't belong in any committee. Of course, I shouldn't tell you this, but she advocates dirty books.
Dirty books?
Chaucer, Rabelais, Balzac. That's the worst thing. Of course, I shouldn't tell you this, but I'll tell the man with the my street, let me tell.
Stop! I'll tell. She made brazen overtures to a man who never had a friend in this town till she came here. Old Miser Madison.
Miser Madison. Madison Gymnasium, Madison Picnic Park, Madison Hospital. That Miser Madison?
Exactly. Who do you think he was anyway?
Well, I should say, show up. Gave the town the library too, didn't he?
That's just it. When he died, he left the library building to the city, but he left all the books to her.
She was seen going and coming from his place.
Oh yes. That woman made brazen overtures with the gilded guarantee. She had a golden cleanse in her eye, a silver voice, and a counterfeit ring. She smells her down and you'll reveal a lovely sentence on Otis Field. Here, where a woman's heart should be. He left River City, the library building, but he left all the books to her. Chaucer, Rabelais, Balzac. She pick a little talk, little pick a little talk, little pick a little talk, pick a little talk, little pick a little talk, little pick a little talk, pick a little pick a little talk, little pick a little talk, little pick a little talk.
Good night, ladies. Good night, We're going to leave you now. Farewell, We're going to leave you now.
everything, and it doesn't make any difference.
What are you talking about?
You're probably very young. Anyone can make a mistake.
What?
No apologies, no explanations, please. I'll only be in town a short time, and sad it requires a girl from me.
Will you please make your selection and leave?
I have.
Well, what do you want to take out?
The librarian.
Quiet, please.
The librarian. You're not listening, Mary. Look. Marion. Marbles. 6 Steelies, 8 Aggies, a dozen Peewees, and 1 big glassy with an American flag in the middle. I think I'll drop them.
No!
Madam Librarian, what can I do, my dear, to catch your ear? I love you madly, madly, Madam Librarian. Marion, if I stumble, the library caught on fire, and the volunteer hose brigade men had to whisper the news to Marion. Madam Librarian, what can I say, my dear, to make it clear? I need you badly, badly, Madam Librarian. Marion, if I stumbled, I busted my whatchamacallit, I could lie on your floor unnoticed till my body had turned to Carrion. Madam Librarian, now in the moonlight, a man could sing it in the moonlight, and your fellow would know that his darling had heard every word of his song, with the moonlight helping along. But when I try in here to tell you, dear, I need you madly, madly, Madam Librarian. Marion, it's a long lost cause I can never win, where the civilized world accepts his unforgivable sin, and in talking out loud with any librarian such as Marion. Ladies' Dance Committee meets Tuesday nights. Madam Librarian. Marshmallow? Sales out of 12 dries. I'll tell you what, it's almost noon. Why don't you go home and get some dinner? I'll try a couple by myself.
All right, goodbye, Professor.
Thanks, Tommy.
Just a minute here. Are you soliciting? You haven't got a license.
Why, no, Mr. Mayor. I collect doorbells. This particular specimen has an unusual
Flattery
tone.
will not avail you. Soliciting is statutory in this county. Malfeasance without a permit. Now, why have you been down to City Hall with your papers?
Oh, I just missed you. Mr. Mayor, your hand.
What?
Oh, no.
What? Why?
That spread of the little finger. It's hereditary.
It is?
Your son's little finger is perfectly situated to operate the spit valve on a B-flat flugelhorn.
What does that mean?
It means that America's at last produced an artist who can flugel the minute waltz in 50 seconds.
How can I get my hands on one of these horns?
Sign here, Mr. Mayor. That'll be $17 import fee.
Yes, of course. Just think, I could have missed this whole... I haven't got any son! You unscrupulous fly-by-night! You You'll be down at City Hall with your bygone papers at 3 o'clock.
You mean this afternoon?
Couldn't make myself any plainer if I was a Quaker on his day off.
Mrs. Peru, do you realize you have the facial characteristics of a cornet virtuoso?
I don't know if I understand you entirely, Professor.
Your boy has that same firm chin and those splendid cheek muscles. By George! Oh, well, not that he could ever be really great, you understand.
Oh, is that so? And in the name of St. Bridget, why not?
Well, you see, all the really great cornet players were Irish. O. Clark, O. Mendez, O. Clyde.
But, Professor, we are Irish.
No! No! Really? That clenches it. Sign here, Mrs. Peru. Your boy was born to play the cornet. Thank you, thank you. That'll be $7 earnest money, and nothing more due till the first installment, payable at opening of band practice. Thank you. And of course, I'll need the boy's measurements for his band uniform.
His uniform.
Hello, son. Certainly, his uniform. And there won't be a penny due till delivery, which gives him 4 weeks to enjoy, to anticipate, to imagine at no cost whatever. Never allow the demands of tomorrow to interfere with the pleasures and excitements of today.
Would it have
A stripe? Certainly, my boy. A wide red stripe down each side. What do you think of that?
You'd have to excuse Winthrop, Professor. We can't get him to say 3 words a day if it's worse. But if you can get him to play in the band, you'll have St. Michael's own way with you. And if anyone can do it, I'll bet you can. Why, out of a crowd, I'll pick you out for a hard-carrying, clay-pipe smoking, shamrock wearing, Ballerine pitching, harp playing, Harris minstrel ho singing Irishman! Because if he jammers where you from me by?
Gary, Indiana.
Oh, I knew it. Where did you say?
Gary, Indiana. In fact, Gary Conservatory was my alma mater.
Was she now?
Why, yes. Gold medal class of 05. How to do, Miss Peru?
How to do, Mr. Hill?
Peru, of course. I thought the name sounded familiar. I've tried to see you since the other
He
night.
wants to put Winthrop in the band?
We're not interested, Mama.
But, Marion, what if he has his father's musical gift? He does have much own, you know.
Your husband musical? I'd like to have a talk with him. I'm sure we
Do you
could...
listen to everyone's home like this? Prying into personal affairs? We are not interested.
Well, that's 1 for and 1 against. Now, why not let the boy's father decide?
The boy's father is dead. Anything else?
I'm sorry. But that's all the more reason why your brother should have
My
some.
brother is a 10-year-old problem child who can't understand why his father was taken away. Would you like to explain it to him? He's been brooding about it for 2 years. As for your musical tricks, why don't you go into business with a nice carnival man who sells gold-painted watches and glass diamond rings?
Musical tricks? Well, Miss Brew, I hardly... You know, I get the feeling she likes the idea. Oh, a little cautious, perhaps, but I admire that in a woman. Just keep me alive, I'll be back later in the week.
Oh, Professor Hill, about the boy's measurements. I mean, all his clothes. Sleeve 21, waist 18, and crotch 40.
Fine, that's all I need. Now I must get back to the hotel.
And I do hope you'll excuse Marion. She's not
Oh,
really...
please, don't worry about a thing. I'm sure that at heart she's as lovely as yourself. Good day to you, Widow Peru.
How's he gone?
He has. And I hope not forever. Darling, don't you ever think about your future? Gary, Indiana. Conservation class of 05. Now, darling.
Now, Mama, surely a girl's future doesn't depend on encouraging every fast-talking, self-centered, woman-chasing traveling man who comes to town. And the fact that he claims his commodity is music does not, in this case, impress me.
All right, darling, all right. Only it's a well-known principle that if you keep the flint in one drawer and the steel in the other, you'll never strike much of a fire.
Ma! Winthrop! Winthrop, I know you're there. Please go to the library and ask Miss Grubbs to give you the book I've set aside. It's the Indiana State Educational Journal, 1890 through 1910. It's a large brown volume with black corners.
Do I have to?
You don't have to say anything. I wrote it all down.
Now, what are you up to? What do you need with books at this hour of the night?
I have a feeling the Indiana Journal may help me poke some large holes in the professor's claims.
All right, darling, all right. At your age, if you don't mind my asking, what kind of a watch night do you expect to come riding along?
Well, I'm not waiting for Luther Greiner. who backs me into the ancient history shelf every time he comes into the library. He does. Or Ed Gambage in that buggy of his with the removable back seat. But I'm not waiting for a knight in shining white armor either. My white knight, not a Lancelot, nor an angel with wings, just someone to love me, who is not ashamed of a few nice things. My white knight, what my heart would say, if it only knew how. Please, dear Venus, show me now. All I want is a plain man. All I want is a modest man. Quiet man and gentleman. A straightforward and honest man to sit with me in a cottage somewhere in the state of Iowa. And I would like him to be more interested in me than he is in himself, and more interested in us than in me. And occasionally he'd ponder what makes Shakespeare and Beethoven great. Him I could love till I die. Him I could love till I die. My white knight, not a Lancelot, nor an angel with wings, just someone to love me, who is not ashamed of a few nice things. My white knight, let me walk with him where the others ride by, walk and love him till I die, till
Sunita, hey, Sunita.
Tommy, Mom and Pop are sitting right there in the bed. You guys.
All right, then meet me after supper.
I can't. It's up really late tonight. Meet you where?
The footbridge.
You see, isn't that just what I said? Last time the footbridge, last time the lumberyard, and this time the footbridge. And where will I meet you next? The black hole of Calcutta, ye gods!
I just wanted to show you my invention.
What invention?
The music holder for the marching piccolo player. It's got a few minor flaws though. When you keep it tight enough to hold the music, it cuts off circulation to your hand, and you can't wiggle your fingers. Meanwhile, you could go blind.
Tommy, it's Papa!
Is that the first thing I said or not?
Yes, George.
First thing I said, morning of July 4th, 1912. Raleigh Hay with the horse. Get that spellbinder's credentials, I said. And now look, my wife is off dancing at any and all hours instead of in the home.
Now, George.
The school board is singing up street and down alley instead of tending to city matters. My daughter is boodling around with some wild kid. And my business has fallen off so far I can't find the balance sheet.
Shin, I have found some very interesting information in this book about Professor Hill's alma mater.
His who?
His university.
Oh yeah, just about the only thing I can get out of him. Gary Conservatory, class of Art 5.
Yes, but if you would just read a little bit about the conservatory, I don't think you'll have to look further. It's on page...
Papa, the Wells Fargo wagon is just coming up from the depot!
Wells Fargo wagon at this time of day?
It could be the band instruments!
The band instruments!
Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is coming down the street. Oh, please let it be for me. Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is coming down the street. I wish I knew what it could be. I got a box of maple sugar on my birthday. In March I got a gray Mackinac.
And once I got some grapefruit from Tampa. Montgomery warts in the bathtub and a cross-cut saw.
Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is a coming down the street. A pretense of prize or COD.
Or dishes for a double boiler.
Yes, it could be. Yes, you're right. It surely could be. Something very, very special now. Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is a coming down the street. Don't let it pass my door. Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is a coming down the street. I wish I knew what he was running for. The DAR has sent a cannon for the courthouse square.
Wells Fargo wagon is a coming now. I don't know how I could ever waste a thought. There could be something for someone doing. No idea, but it could be something special just for me.
Men, you will all receive instruction in due course. In the meantime, stay off the streets. Get acquainted with your instruments and think about the minuet in G. La-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da.
La-di-da, la-di-da. Sister, isn't this the most scrumpiest thoughtful thing you've ever saw? I never thought I'd see anything so scrumpiest as this scrumpiest soluble thing. Oh, sister.
Bill, I better hear some gosh darn tootin' out of them horns in pretty short order. I'll see you in front of the grand jury over at the county seat. Now, Miss Marion, about that book.
Come, George. Tempus fugit.
Who wants your phraseology? Get along if you wanna. I gotta get something from the library. The book.
Ladies' dance committee meets Tuesday nights at the high school.
blend with the earth.
Splendid ladies. Now turn, take the body with you. Now let us try our Grecian urns. One Grecian urn, two Grecian urns, and a fountain. Trickle, trickle, trickle. Trickle, trickle, trickle. Splendid ladies. I'm sure our Del Sante will be the highlight of the ice cream sociable. Oh, gentlemen, if you're ready, and ladies, do not make me tell you again, always keep your faces toward the audience. Mr. Dunlop, if you will.
It's you in the sunrise, it's you in my cup.
It's you all the way into town.
It's your sweet hello, dear, that sets me up.
And it's your got to go, dear, that gets me down. It's you on my pillow in all of my dreams, till once more the morning breaks through. What words could be saner, or truer, or plainer than it's you, it's you.
Yes, it's you.
Oh yes, it's you.
These kids, you can sit for half my head.
Mr. Washburn, we are entitled to 5 more minutes.
If you think you can hold these kids back, go ahead.
No, just a minute.
This way, TC. 2 steps Professor Hill taught us.
All right, what'll it be?
Bishop Poopy.
Now, a woman who'll kiss on the very first date is usually a hussy, but a woman who'll wait till the second time out is anything but fussy. But a woman who'll wait till the third time around is head in the clouds, feet on the ground. She's the girl he's glad he's found. She's his shaboopy, 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 shaboopy.
The girl that's hard to get.
Shaboopy, shaboopy, shaboopy.
But you can't win her yet.
Love her once she raised the curtain, walk around twice she made her curtain. Once more from the flower garden, she will never get sore. You beg her pardon?
Do re mi fa sol la si do fa mi re do.
Squeeze her once when she is looking, squeeze back that fancy cooking. Once more for a pad, forever she will never get sore on her way to
Anita scared of you, but I'm not. And I should think you'd hate to have your own daughter scared of you, Julie Clyde.
I'm going to warn you once more. If I ever catch you touching my daughter again, I'll by God horsewhip you till hell won't happen again!
George!
That's one poop out of you, madam!
Yes.
Now you, get out of this public building.
I got as much right in this public building as anybody.
Right! How does anyone get any right around here? Aiding and abetting the activities of a swindling cymbal salesman. You know what I see written all over you? Reform school. Now, get out! Get out, you wild kid!
Papa, it's Capulets like you make blood in the marketplace, ye!
That's your phraseology, young lady. Go home. You, Laylee.
Yes, George,
You tend to your dance.
My dance.
I'll handle Zanita. Taken up with wild kids from the wrong side of town.
Mayor, I can just make you understand.
Well, you can't. Oh, and by the way, thanks for nothing. I've read that whole book you gave me, from cover to cover, for a week now, and didn't find anything.
Mr. Mayor, if you please...
I'll settle your hash as soon as I get these premises off of my own... Yes?
All right, but in the meantime, I'll have you know I'm vouching for Tommy Giles. That kid's got the confidence of every kid in town. You'll be waiting in line to shake his hand by the time our band plays its first concert.
By the time your band plays its first concert, the individual members will have to foregather in wheelchairs on account of the broken legs they'll get from tripping over their beards. Let me tell you something, my fine young my feather kid, Oliver, Jason, Ewart, Olin. I want this man's references and I want him tonight. Don't let him out of your sight. He is slipperier than a Mississippi sturgeon.
You mean you want us to get his credentials?
Get his papers or get him in jail. Couldn't make myself any clearer if I was a butt hook in the well water.
Professor Hill, I think Mayor Shin behaved abominably. And I think it was wonderful of you to come to Tommy's defense.
Oh, that was nothing.
Yes, it was.
Oh, no, a man can't dodge the issue every time a little personal risk is involved. What does the poet say? The coward dies 1,000 deaths. The brave man only 500. Unfortunately, of course, the mayor was already pretty mad on account of his billiard parlor now. Oh, I suppose a recommendation from a musical authority like yourself would help, but oh, I couldn't think of asking you to do a thing like that.
Why, Professor Hill?
You would?
I'd be glad to. I just wish I was a little more informed. I've been meaning to talk to you about Winthrop's cornet.
His cornet, mother of pearl keys.
I'm sure it's fine, but you see, he never touches it. The first week or so, he made a few experimental blacks, I guess you could say.
Yes, blacks.
And he sings the minuet and G-D almost constantly.
La-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da. Come on.
La-di-da, la-di-da. But he never touches the cornet.
Oh, well, you see,
He says you told him it wasn't necessary.
Well.
He tells me about a think system, that if he thinks the minuet and G-D he doesn't have to bother with the notes. Now, Professor...
Miss Marion, the think system is a revolutionary method, I'll admit. So was Galileo's conception of the heavens, Columbus' conception of the egg, globe, Bach's conception of the well-tempered clavichord. Now, I cannot discuss these things here in public, but if you'll allow me to call, when may I call?
Why are you back this week?
Mr. Carrell! Oh, you must join our dance partake of me! You are so dear, Dancy. You should prove me with Professor Hill. You are like a fairy princess with a moonbeam for your floor. You had a golden shimmer in your hair and silver shoes for all to see. We know that you will soon unfold a forgiving heart of purest gold here, where a woman's heart should be. Fairy princess! Moonbeam floor! Golden shimmer, silver shoes, now unfold, heart of gold, here where a woman's heart should be. The professor told us to read these books, and we simply adore them all. Chaucer, Rabelais, Balzac, cheep 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 cheep. Hey, little taco.
Excuse me, Professor, we have our orders.
We all been deputized.
Yes, congratulations! Well, you see, all week I've tried to give you fellows my references and credentials, but each time you seem to get off the subject somehow. Now, I have just what you want up at my hotel room. Take me a second.
Sorry, afraid I'll have to go with you.
Yes, well, let's see if I have my key. What's this? A testimonial from Madame Rainey, the only female bassoon player to ever appear on the Red Path circuit. Her stage name, of course. Actually, she was from Moline. Lida Rose Quackenbush.
Can I see that for a minute?
Oh, you'll never forget the name. Lida Rose. Same as the old song. Lida Rose, I'm home again, Rose.
To get the sun back in the sky. Lida Rose, I'm home again, Rose, about 1,000 kisses shy. Ding dong ding, I can hear the chapel bell chime. Ding dong ding, at the least suggestion I'll pop the question. Lida Rose, I'm home again, Rose, without a sweetheart to my name. Lida Rose, now everyone knows that I am hoping you're the same. So here is my love song, not fancy or fine. Lida Rose, oh, won't you be mine? Lida Rose, oh, Lida Rose, oh, Lida Rose. Sun back in my sky. Lida Rose, I'm home again, Rose, about 1,000 kisses shy. Ding dong ding, I can hear the chapel bell chime. Ding dong ding, at the least suggestion I'll pop the question. Lida Rose, I'm home again, Rose, without a sweetheart to my name. Lida Rose, now everyone knows that I am hoping you're the same. So here's my love song, not fancy or fine. Lida Rose, oh, won't you be mine? Lida Rose, oh, Lida Rose, oh, Lida Rose.
Will you ever stop arguing with yourself? Will you ever tell him? Won't you ever tell him? Ah, yes, ah, no, ah, fiddlesticks. Just open your mouth and let it come out.
No, Mama.
Now, nothing. If he ever comes to call again, just see him alone. And if you don't have the notion to tell him how you really
Tell him?
feel, well, there's nothing wrong with a lady like him.
Mama!
Winthrop, where have you been?
Fishing
Fishing?
with Harold.
You mean Professor Hill?
Mm-hmm. And look, I still have some worms left.
Did you have a good time?
Scrumptious. He told me all about his hometown, Gary, Indiana, and he said he'd take me there someday. And he taught me the song with hardly any S's in it. Indiana, Gary, Indiana, that's like to have a logical explanation.
Remember, it goes like this, okay? Ready?
Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, that play once again. Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, that's the town that knew me well. If you'd like to have a logical explanation, how I have been known as elegant syncopation, I will say without a moment of hesitation, there is just one place that can light my face. Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, not Louisiana, Paris, France, New York, or Rome. But Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, my home sweet home. If you'd like to have a logical explanation,
How I happened on this elegant syncopation.
I will say without a moment of hesitation,
There is just one place that can light my face.
Gary, Indiana.
Gary, Indiana, not Louisiana, Paris, France, New York, or Rome. But
Gary, Indiana.
Gary, Indiana,
Gary, Indiana,
my home sweet home.
I'll be back in a few more minutes. I'm gonna go show Amarella's Cadillac Frog. La-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da, la-di-da.
Leave the dishes, I'll do them, Mama.
Don't you have to change for the sociable?
There's time later.
Shin's live around here somewhere?
The Shin home is on East Elm. This is West Elm.
Criminy. I see you're the piano teacher in town. You must have heard about this fella Hill forming a boys band here.
Yes.
Well, don't let it worry you no more. I got the goods on him in spades. Sweet little two-bit thimble rigger. That's why I gotta see Shin. I'm just passing through. Number 8's only got a 15-minute water stop. Wish for 20. I'd sure like to concentrate 5 minutes on you, girly girl.
Who are you?
Name's Charlie Cowell, Anvil salesman. But just now I'm out to protect the good name of the traveling fraternity from this swindler.
Mr. Count, you're making a big mistake.
A mistake my old lady's corset cover. The fella's been the raspberry seed in my wisdom tooth just long enough. He spoiled Illinois for me, and he's not gonna spoil Iowa. Say, what kind of music teacher are you? You didn't see through? Why, he's no more professor.
I know all about that. Band leaders are always called professor. It's a harmless deception. He's a fine director. His
Now, wait a
class-
minute. Fine director? Have you heard one note of music from any band?
No, but...
But nothing, girly girl. He never formed a band in his life, and he never will.
If you would just listen to me for a minute.
I'd like to. I'd like to do more than that if I had the time. I sure got the inclination. But I gotta get back on that train, and I gotta leave this dynamite for someone on the way to the depot. Bye, girly girl. See you next time, Drew.
You'll never catch the train at the depot. You'll have to catch it at the crossing.
No, sir. I gotta leave word. And I can tell you ain't the one to leave.
Just a minute. Mr. Cowell. You don't know me yet.
Is that an invitation?
No. I mean, I don't know you, and...
Yes, I need more time anyway.
I mean, as well as I'd like to.
No trouble there, girly girl.
I've never met a man who sells anvils. That's something, well, quite different.
Takes a real salesman, I can tell you that. Anvils have a limited appeal. What am I doing? I missed that train, I lose my job. I gotta leave word about that fella Hill.
Leave word with me.
Not on your tin type. How do I know you deliver these letters?
Try me.
I'm home again, Rose, to get the sun.
thing. Now run for it.
Why, you double-dealer! Who do you think you're protecting? That guy's got a girl in every county in Illinois. He's taken away from every one of them. That's 102 counties. Not to count the piano teachers like you and Cosey's up to keep their mouths shut. Neither one of you seen the last of me, girly girl.
Light a rose, I'm home again, Rose, without a sweetheart to my name. Good evening, Miss Marianne. Light a rose, everyone knows that I am hoping you're the same. So here is my love song, not fancy or fine. Light a rose, oh, won't you be mine? Light a rose, oh, light a rose, oh, light a rose.
Marion, dear, who are you talking to just now? Oh, why, Professor Hill.
Miss Peru, top of the evening. Miss Marion.
You two come down and sit. I've got some jelly on the stove.
There's no jelly on the stove, Mama.
Well, then I'll put some on.
Shall we set, as your mother said?
Well,
You did ask me to call.
did I? I didn't mean anything.
Miss Marion, I'm not suggesting your invitation inferred anything other than academic enlightenment. The think system? Been by your hat to try to explain it to you a time or two this week, but there always seem to be people around. Mostly ladies, I thought.
Yes, Mrs. Squires and several of the other ladies.
I'm glad. Wouldn't want anybody beating my time. You wouldn't? No, man. Well, it's evidently not the convenient night. See you at the sociable later.
Professor Hill, is it true that you've had 100? Well, what I'm trying to say is...
Yes?
Is it really true that you've developed a think system?
What? Think system, yes. It's really quite simple. As simple as whistling. Nobody has to show you how to use your lips. In whistling, you just have to think a tune to have it come out clearly here. Now just try this yourself before you ask any questions.
I take your word for it.
Could we sit down?
Are all music teachers as dense as I am?
All music teachers?
I dare say you meet dozens. Maybe even 100.
Well, I come across a few.
Are they all as interested as I am in the think system?
Some more, some less. One young lady had thought of the same system before I got to her town. She showed me a few, refinements.
I see.
Have I said something wrong?
Please don't let me keep you, Professor Hill. I'm sure you have much better things to do than to explain the think system to me.
Can't think of one.
And I must be very dull company for a man of your experience.
Now say, where'd you get an idea like that?
One hears rumors of traveling salesmen.
Now, Miss Marion, you mustn't believe everything you hear. After all, one even hears rumors about librarians.
I assume you're referring to Uncle Manning.
Uncle Matt?
Mr. Madison, my father's best friend. No matter what they say, he left me an assured job so that Mother Winthrop and I would have some security. Surely you don't
Of
believe...
course not. That's exactly what I'm saying, but why do you think people start those rumors?
Narrow-mindedness and jealousy? Jealousy, mostly, I guess.
Exactly. And jealousy mostly starts rumors about traveling salesmen. What have you heard?
Oh, nothing about you personally, just, generally.
What have you heard generally?
Just, well, I mean, it stands to reason that disappointment and jealousy can lead to, take you, for instance, your attention to customers and, well, teachers might easily be misinterpreted, mightn't they? I mean, no, honestly, mightn't they?
What?
And so if you say a salesman or somebody were jealous, well, then they could be downright lies, couldn't they?
What could?
Rumors.
Why, of course.
Just prove to believe everything you hear. I mean, you discuss things.
Miss Marion, I would be delighted to discuss anything in the world with you. But couldn't we do it sitting down? You do sit. Your knees bend and all.
We could sit on the porch steps.
We could also sit on a large hollow log over at the footbridge.
Oh, I couldn't think of it. I've never been to the footbridge with a man in my life.
Just to talk.
I've got to dress for the sociable.
Then meet me there in 15 minutes.
And I'm sorry, another time, maybe tomorrow.
My dear little librarian. Pile up enough tomorrows and you'll end up with nothing but a lot of empty yesterdays. Now, I don't know about you, but I'd like to make today worth remembering.
So would I.
The footbridge. 15 minutes.
15 minutes. Mama!
Oh, dear.
I just told Professor Hill I'd meet him at the footbridge in 15 minutes.
Lord be in the saints be praised! It works!
What does?
I've been using the think system on you from the parlor.
Hey, Craig, the uniforms have arrived. The people are going to be screaming for music if those kids show up in them at the sociable.
Yeah.
Here is most of the dough. I got Tommy to collect it. He's holding the fake practice over at the lumber yard. He's trying to keep all the kids together, at least.
All right, Mars, go get the rig.
I got it.
Okay, what time's the freight go?
9:40 from the junction.
Well, it's not even 8:30 yet.
Look, you want to turtle whirtle around here and get yourself caught in a bunny trap, you go ahead, but
Don't worry, I'll meet you at the hotel in plenty of time. Miss Marion, you're late.
But you said 15 minutes.
Well, I meant, I'd say about 26 years late. Took you all this time to get to the footbridge with a fella.
Oh no, the truth, it was almost longer.
Oh?
Halfway here, I almost turned back. I suppose I'm not the first to find it easier to think when not under the spell of your salesmanship.
Why, Miss Marion, surely you don't think I've been selling you anything?
No. You've given me something. That's why I came.
I don't recall giving you.
Oh, but you have. Something beautiful. That's why I came, and I'm glad. But please don't be afraid that I expect too much more. One can't expect a traveling salesman to stay put. I know there have been many ports of call, and there will be many more, but that's no reason for me not to be grateful for what you will have left behind for me.
There were
Hey, Greg!
Excuse me. I'm expecting a cable from Hector Berlioz. Speak bigger.
Who is the salesman here? Looks like she's selling and you're buying!
You nuts? I didn't know I was going to be able to leave tonight. I had to keep her off balance, didn't I?
She's so far off balance now, you can't tell her from a catboat in a hurricane!
Listen, Buster Brown. I've come up through the ranks on this skirmish. I'm not resigning without my commission.
You're not gonna get anywhere just right out here on the footbridge.
There's a place over in Madison Park makes this footbridge look like the old ladies' home. Now beat it. Don't get the rig. Never a dull moment in the music business. Now then, where were we?
You were about to tell me what I don't know about you.
Oh, yeah. Well, we don't have to get into that just now, do we?
No, we don't. Or ever, for that matter, Harold. The librarian hasn't felt much like doing research lately, but she did plenty when you first came here.
Oh. About what?
About Professor Harold Hill, Gary Conservatory of Music, gold medal class of 05. Harold, there wasn't any Gary Conservatory in 05.
Why, there certainly was. I mean,
the town wasn't even built until 06. I'll see you at the social.
You knew all the time?
Since July 7th, 3 days after you arrived, I tore this page out of the Indiana Journal. It was originally intended to use against you, but now I give it to you with all my heart.
But if you knew, why didn't you even... Wait a little. With 110 cornets close at hand, then I modestly took my place as the one and only bass, and I put up and down the square. With 110 cornets right behind.
Our starfish
There were horns of every shape and sweet dreams be yours to dreams there be.
While 110 cornets played the air,
I wish I may. Now I wish I might. Now good night, my someone.
My train probably lost my job, but I got you now, Hill, and you'll pay. Being the clique right now had it been for that piano teacher. Told her all about you. What'd she do? Lily gagged me around till I couldn't get to shin. Dried up man-hungry doxy.
Get out of here, or I'll kill you, you dirty mouth.
You bully! You blow off! I'll stay in this town till you get yours up, down, through, and sideways. Why, you never even knew the territory!
Here's your stuff, Greg. The rig's in the alley. Come on, hurry up!
Gullible green grass goats! Can't you get it through your heads that you're being swindled out of your own teeth right now? This minute? There's a burglar in the bedroom while you're fiddling in the parlor. I'm talking about Harold Hill, road agent, highwayman, pickpocket.
Pickpocket?
Same thing. He's had his hand in your wallet, mister, and yours, madam, and yours, little lady, ever since the first moment he came to this town. There's more documented evidence than you'll ever have time to read. There is no band. There never was any band, and there never will be any band. And if you don't hunt this man down right now like a mad dog, there won't be any Harold Hill either. He'll be on the first train out of town.
Who, now will you believe me?
Well, what are we waiting for?
I want my money back.
Money back? I want his hide.
After him! And when you find him, bring him to the schoolhouse. After him! Try the low road. Look by the creek. Try the mill. Back of the privy. Let's get him!
He's run away. Oh, please go, Harold, please. They're even talking about tar and feather.
Marion, I had to see you. I need
It's all right. Don't you know that? You don't owe me a word, not a word. Now, please, go.
He isn't anywhere around here. Let's try down by the creek.
Hey, now wait a minute here, son.
I'm not your family. Leave me go.
Not till I talk to you for a minute.
I won't listen. You wouldn't tell the truth anyway.
Would too.
Would not.
Would too. Tell you anything you want to know.
Can you lead a band?
Nope.
Are you a big liar?
Yes.
Are you a dirty, rotten cook?
Yes.
Leave me go, you big
Hey,
liar.
now I'm bigger than you, and you're going to stand here and get it all, so you might as well quit wiggling. Now, there's two things you're entitled to know. One, you're a wonderful kid. I thought so from the first. That's why I wanted you in the band, so you'd quit moping around feeling sorry for yourself.
What band?
I always think there's a band, kid.
What's the other thing I'm entitled to know?
Well, actually, the other thing isn't any of your business now that I think of it.
I wish you never came to River City.
No, you don't, Winthrop.
Sister, you believe him?
Believe everything he ever said.
But he promised.
I know what he promised. Doesn't it all happen just like he said? The lights and the colors and the flags and the symbols.
Where was all that?
In the way every kid in this town walked around here all summer and talked and acted. Especially you. And the parents, too. Does Mama wish he'd never come to River City?
But you do, don't you?
No, Winthrop. Now go, Harold, please.
Go, Professor. Hurry up, hurry up.
I can't go, Winthrop.
Why not?
There was love all around, but I never heard it singing. No, I never heard it at all, till there was you.
Greg, they're here. That way, that way.
Professor, that way, that way!
Why I interrupted the proceedings at this time. Rest assured, this snake in our bosom would have been misapprehended by now. Yes. And always remember, my fellow river citizens, I did everything in my power to prevent this dire happening from happening. At 4 score.
$200 for uniforms just tonight. And we haven't even seen those uniforms yet.
He's slippery, I told
Not a
you.
uniform on my boy either, since just after supper. He's a kidnapper.
Fine situation here.
After 4 score and... Just a minute! Virtue has triumphed! The sword of retribution has finally cut down Professor Harold Hill. And if there are those, as I have heard, who are melting tar and collecting feathers, I will not say them nay.
Surely some of you could forget your Iowa chip-on-the-shoulder arrogance long enough to remember this town before Harold Hill arrived. Do you remember? Well, do you? Surely some of you ought to be grateful for what he's brought to River City. And if so, I should think you'd want to admit it.
You're wasting your time. If there's a man here who doesn't think Hill should be tarred and feathered, let him stand up. You lady, sit down. And the rest of you, standing there like a coat of Shropshire sheep. Have you forgotten that you bought expensive uniforms, technical instruction books, and high-priced band instruments? Have you forgotten the clear understanding and warranty that your children would be taught to play in a band? Well, where is the band? Where's the band?